All right, welcome to chapter 13. This one is probably one of the most critical chapters. It's called Leads, Leverage, and Sales Techniques. So it's very simple ideology here, right? If you don't have leads, then you can't have clients. If you don't have clients, then you don't have closings or sales, right? And so it doesn't matter what type of business you have. If you won't have it for long if you don't sell. We're all in the sales game. It doesn't matter, in my previous book I wrote, it doesn't matter if you sell lollipops, bicycles, or real estate, it's all the same shit, right? And so in every one of those businesses that I just mentioned, lollipops, bicycles, or real estate, or doctor, or lawyer, or anything else, you need to create a marketing system that puts leads in place. Then you're going to utilize those leads and try to turn them into clients. And then you're going to take those clients, you're going to turn them into sales, right? And then those sales will turn into income, and that income or a portion of that income will go back to the marketing system in order to create more leads. And over time, what will happen is you will have a part of that money that comes from the sale go towards a marketing system to your previous clients so that you can have a referral-based system. All right, so it sounds complicated, but ultimately it is not that complicated. The importance of leads in any business is critical. If you have the absolute best product with the best system, with the best quality, with the best service, and none of that matters if no one knows it exists. Leads are so critical, and it's extremely important to create an abundant amount of focus on leads. That's why people say marketing is critical. So when we talk about marketing, if we had a whole section in training on marketing, there would be an entire conversation on why marketing is so important. And at the end of the day, all the marketing that you do and everything that you're creating through marketing is going to lead to having more leads. If I create a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, what am I doing? I am attracting people. If I'm attracting people, what for? So you buy my shit. If I want them to buy my stuff, therefore, they will be leads. If I create a Google ad because I want people to focus on my stuff, I'm creating leads. If I post on social media and talk about my product, I am recreating more leads. And those leads, it is my job, my responsibility to take those leads and turn them into clients. Now, here's some examples on how we can create more leads and convert more clients, okay? So one is content creation. Let's talk about content creation. There are ways that you can create content creation for your business, like social media. Social media is a big one, by the way, because in social media, you have Facebook personal, Facebook business, Instagram business. You have Facebook groups, you have Facebook pages, you have so many other things. But then on top of that, you have X, formerly known as Twitter, right? You have LinkedIn. You have all these different platforms that are available to you to use that you can create content consistently and give it out to the masses. But content creation is also email newsletters, text message campaigns, consistency and drip campaigns, right? So email newsletter is one thing, maybe goes out once a week, but automation and creating automation through email drip campaigns, whole other thing, right? Now, I'm going to give you a quick tip on content creation that I share with my coaching clients. And since you're here, we're going to share it with you. So one of the things that I like to talk about, bring out the board for this one, because this one's a good one, folks. So this is what we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about social media creation. We're going to talk about creating a podcast. And on that podcast, let's assume that you record this podcast for 20 minutes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need a lot to record a podcast. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this training right now from my home office with my monitors, my computer, my microphone, camera. Now, granted, I have a super high level, high energy camera, some quality microphones, things like that. But the truth is that you really don't need it. Typically on a regular day, I use a GoPro for my webcam. If you want to use your regular one, you can too, okay? But to record a podcast really doesn't take much. I got a Yeti microphone, This is a great microphone for you to use, okay? Connect that to your computer. I'm not even using that now because this is a different quality video that I'm trying to create for you here. But when recording my podcast, I sit with my regular webcam, with my Yeti microphone, and I just talk to the screen. Sometimes I have guests, and I use Zoom to record those, or StreamYard to record those. But let's say I do a 20-minute podcast. I can now take that 20-minute podcast, and I'm going to post this podcast. Let's move this over a little bit. I'm going to post it on all the podcast access. Now, I use Libsyn to syndicate my podcasts across podcast platforms like Apple and Google Play and Spotify. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is sound, by the way, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the video portion, and this is going to go on YouTube, and then that link is going to go on all social media platforms, right? So I'm going to I'm going to load it up into YouTube, great description. I'm going to figure this out. If I don't know how to write a great description, I'm going to ask ChatGPT for help, okay? Super simple. And then I'm going to go to my social media platforms, and I'm going to post this out on different social media platforms. Now, I'm going to take the same podcast, and I'm going to find 5 to 10 of the best segments, and I'm going to cut them down to 45 to 60 seconds. And those are going to be reels that I am going to post on Instagram stories, reels, YouTube, shorts. Okay, keep going. Facebook, stories, and reels. Okay, and if I just stop there, I can create one email inviting people to the podcast, and then I can create later on an email inviting people to my social media. And if I'm capable of doing that, what I have done now, if I go with 10 segments and I did it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, that's 40 posts, plus the podcast on 3 different stations, plus the podcast on YouTube, and then link to the different social media platforms. So that's 1 YouTube video plus posted on 5 different sections, that's 6. Plus here I created 2 emails, that's 2. So if I add this up together, I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 plus 40 is 51. I have 51 posts that I did that week. 51 posts that I put out this week on one podcast alone. Nothing else. I haven't talked about my family, haven't showed off my kids, I haven't showed off my new sneakers, I haven't showed off my lunch, I haven't done any of that stuff. I have simply created one podcast and created 51 posts. And by the way, I know a lot of you going crazy right now, but if you use your Meta Business Manager, you can plan a lot of these posts out in advance. So critical for you to understand that this is not that hard to do. And some of you are thinking right now, well, I can create the podcast, but I don't know how to create the segments into 45, 60 seconds. Cool, no problem. Go to this website called Fiverr. And on Fiverr, you can hire somebody to do it for you. Super inexpensive. So on a weekly basis, maybe you pay somebody $50, $40. You tell them exactly what segments of your video you want to click out of there. You send them the YouTube link. They will rip the video. They will cut it up into segments. They will put captions on it. They'll put some music behind it. They'll send it back to you. And then you can figure out posting it. But just on this alone, we're talking 51 posts. Add in 9 more personal, and you've got 60 posts a week creating massive content for your audience. 60. What would 60 posts a week do for your audience? how often would you be in their face? How much more effective would you be in promoting your product, your service, or whatever it is that you're selling? Get back to the presentation here. Now we talk about paid ads. Of course, you have Google paid ads, you have social media paid ads, you have magazines that you print, you have print opportunities. There's a bunch of ways to look at paid ads. I've got bus benches, I've got all kinds of things going on, right? Now, referrals, easiest to convert. Remember, we talked about that. Leads to clients, clients to closed. Closed means they're past clients. New system to promote to the past clients. Affiliates. Affiliates are an amazing opportunity because it depends on your product. If you can pay a small commission to affiliates in order for them to promote your product, for instance, if you sell software, you can get people in the industry that are utilizing your software to promote it to other companies, and they could get paid if those companies buy your software with a small percentage. I own a coaching program. In my coaching program, the Freedom Achiever Academy, we have an affiliate link. When people sign up, they get an affiliate link. If they like the program, they tell other people around it. They can get paid a small percentage for everyone that signs up for the coaching program. It's a tremendous opportunity for folks to really link in and start utilizing your platform. If they believe in it, they will sell it for you. Swimwear, you see it all the time on social media. High influencers wear swimwear, they show it off, Bang energy drink, Red Bull, all this other stuff, and they work out, they stand there, they drink the drink, right? Those are affiliates, because if you click on their link to purchase that product, they're going to get paid a little small amount, right? And then you've got cold calls. Cold calls can be done in different ways. It's not just you sitting down making the calls. It could expand into an entire call center of multiple people making multiple calls a day to thousands of people, attracting business to your business, right? Now, the relationship between leverage and scale, we can talk about this at length, but I'm going to give you the breakdown. At some point in time, you're going to get enough leads that will come in that you will not be able to handle them all. You will not be able to convert them all, even with the best automation in place. You need a human touch to it. And so this is your opportunity to build leverage, whether that be through an assistant who helps you take a lot of stuff off your plate so you can focus on converting more leads into clients, or you can hire more salespeople. Just like we talked about in the cold calls, we said it starts with you and then it could turn into a call center. That is leverage. The more leverage you create, the more you can scale. But you have to have the systems in place, because if not, you will bring in leverage and they will not know what to do. Now, knowing how to sell is critical for any business owner. Ladies and gentlemen, there are tremendous amounts of opportunity for you to know how to sell and how to use specific closing techniques, how to use psychology and the effects. And this is a much greater course. Look, my biggest suggestion to you is go to freedomachieveracademy.com. There are sections in freedomachieveracademy.com that talk about multiple closing techniques, multiple psychological techniques, multiple ways for you to sell real estate at a high level. And so I don't want to cut this short, but the truth is that this is a very extreme conversation. So I would suggest buying some books, joining the academy, and really working on your sales techniques. And of course, taking some of the information that we put in the book for you and really working to implement some of these techniques. Without them, you're just having conversation. What I want you to do is figure out how to have purposeful conversation, okay? Now, some essentials when working on sales. Look, this is the basics right here. When you're working with someone and you're working to sell them something, what you're doing is, number one, you want to build rapport with the person. You want to communicate with them and start building that know, like, and trust relationship. And you want to build rapport with them so that you can get them to want to work with you. That's going to be the most critical part right from the beginning, early on. Know, like, and trust. It has to happen in order for you to do the next thing, which is to ask for the sale, right? Then the next thing is, if the sale is not really happening, offer an incentive. Well, what if I did If you do A, I'll do B for you and add it to A at no additional cost. Or if they love A and you have B and you say, hey, since you love A and you're ready to pull the trigger on A, what if I add B for half price? And so offering an incentive gives you the opportunity to not only potentially upsell, but it also gives you the opportunity to make the client feel like they got to win in this situation. Create urgency is another thing, right? So you guys see it all the time. Timers on landing pages. You guys see people say, we only have 5 seats left, right? We only have 2 days left. Like, these are the kinds of things that people do to create urgency, and you want to create urgency. And you can, by the way. I don't know how many of these bicycles I'm going to have left. I've only got 2 in stock, and they seem to be on back order. So if you don't pick this one up today, potentially they can get sold over the next couple of days, and I don't know when I'll be able to get another one. That's creating some sort of urgency. And then create remorse. If they're still not sold, then the question is, well, let me ask you a question. Why were you looking at this bike in the first place? Well, I've been looking at it because X, Y, Z. And so do you think that having this bike would change X for you, and not having it would not allow you to change X? Creating that remorse, like, if I walk away from here, I'm in trouble, man. I'm not going to be able to do X if I don't do this. And so that's what you want to do. You want to create some sort of remorse to make them feel like if they walk away from this amazing deal that you have asked them to take advantage of, and you offered them an incentive, and the urgency is there and they're still not there, create remorse. I know you're looking at this house, but if we walk away from this house right now, knowing the way the market is, chances are it's going to get offers and we're going to miss this opportunity. And if you absolutely love this house, the worst thing that's going to happen is that the next few houses that we do see, you'll always try to compare it to this one, and it'll never compare. And you'll feel like you're settling in the future rather than taking what you know is right for you today. How would you feel if you lose this house? All right. Know that if you correctly handle the lead throughout the 3 stages, before, during, and after a sale, most consumers will be repeat customers and potentially referral sources. Now, this is a paragraph in the book. I wanted to put this in here because there are 3 stages. There's before the sale, right? There's during the sale, so they become a lead before the sale, learn how to use that process very well. Then they become a client during the sale, and then they become a past client after the sale. And if you know how to use each of those stages, and you know how to create relationships in each of those stages, and you know how to develop your business and put systems in place in each of those stages, then you're going to have this crazy great opportunity called referral source business, repeat customers. This is the best, by the way. Repeat customers means your old clients came back and they keep buying from you. Referral sources means your old clients rave about you, they tell the world about you, and those referrals come to buy your product. You can actually, if you build a system very well, you can actually do marketing for a very long time or a set amount of time, get enough clients that give you so much referral and repeat business that future marketing could just be focused on your past clients. And if you have that going on, your past clients, who will never forget about you because you consistently market in front of them and you're consistently reminding them you exist, they will continue to send you referral-based business. And so you'll always have new customers coming in, not just the old customers, because you'll be asking the customers, the old customers that are constantly repeat business for you, you'll be asking them to tell people about your service. All right, guys. Wishing you super well, and we'll see you in the next chapter.